open claw for curriculum development. So, guys, check this out. Essentially, if you are, if you have to be somebody who is using open claw for curriculum development, well, I got a couple of things for you. Number one, uh, open claw is like, well, it's pretty good. I gotta say, it's pretty good. So, here's what I'm using it for. And whether or not you want to use it, it's up to you. But it's just, for me, it was an operator, at least for my talent agency. And the curriculum development, my talent agency is simple. I have a Feudal incubator. I need to have I need to have all the stuff to prepare students for like whatever it is that I'm teaching. Now, uh, there's private sector and there's a public sector. So private sector is when you have your own kind of agency. You have, or you're basically running Andromeda ads through Meta and spawning leads, getting students coming in and you're just charging through the Wazoo, like making money here and there. It's all good and great, but the problem with the private sector is there's not a lot. You kind of need to coordinate things. You need to direct things. You need to market things. There's so many things you got to do. Um, I compare this, the private sector with the public sector. Jeez. And that's where open claw comes in. Now, check this out. Recently, I went ahead and I started working for a university. And immediately I went ahead and I analyzed the entire university to see, like, okay, how's university doing something different than what my talent agency is doing? I compared that, and immediately, one thing stood out. Number one, like, I'm just gonna be real with you guys. Number one, like, in university, there's people, and people has, people work, they do things, and it's huge. But check this out. Here's what I came up with. Open claw, man. Oh my God. Like literally, I don't know why the hell I didn't do this before. But man, like right now, it's stupid simple for me to do so. I wasn't able to do it before. I compared university to my talent agency to see if my talent agency can do better than the university in terms of providing learning effectiveness. And sure enough, I was right. My talent agency is absolute fire in terms of doing something that is not taught in college. And here's what I came up with. This is the craziest things. Those things, guys, typically people don't tell you. Uh, I mean, this stuff is not taught in universities or colleges. In fact, the university hired me to bring something like this to universities. So check this out. Here's my latest innovative workflow that is borderline illegal. Borderline illegal, guys. Like literally for the longest time, colleges, universities, and all sorts of organizations were just kind of playing along and like getting students to, join classes, take classes, and for the longest time, they kind of asked their instructors, professors, teachers to do certain things to appease students' interests. And of course, if you don't appease student interests, then you don't have a very good participation and you don't make a lot of money, that kind of stuff, obviously. But what my talent agency does, it does the reverse. It turns students off. Literally, I don't need any students. If you want to succeed in life, you come to my talent agency. I don't care if you don't become my student. Somebody else will. But how was I able to pull this off? Like how can I just like repel people and yet at the same time attract? How's it possible? The truth is because of hybrid skills and the type of hybrid skills that are hot, super hot, that every employee is looking for, and you can't get unless you team up with some fire talent agency that is like a dragon smoking all those hybrid skills and like offering it to students. Now, check this out. Here's the latest innovative workflow that I came up with. First, I came up with it like for my own university things. So I'm teaching in university, teaching computer networking, cybersecurity, that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, I'm lazy. I don't want to be grading people's work. I don't want to be preparing lessons. I don't want to be preparing quizzes. And heck, like if you start looking at all of those minor nuances and kind of details that instructors, professor, and continuing education folks and all sorts of teachers need to kind of provide in order to appease students, and it becomes impossible to like deliver a powerful subject matter expertise and also kind of understand the needs and wants of each individual person until it became possible with open class. Guys, if you compare my style of training compared to university style of training, I, trust me, when people say, I don't want to take your class because it's online, I'd rather prefer like local class. Believe me, believe me when I say that it depends on whose class you take. If you take somebody's class who utilizes open claw agents to like literally infiltrate through every single nuances of and personal details of the student and can combine that together with quizzes and slides encompassing some of those students' needs and wants online, then believe me, online will give the offline training a run for its money. Let's just put it this way. So this is not an excuse. This is a poor excuse when people say, "I don't want to join your class because it's online." Well, if you don't, you fail. Another student will join and get that hybrid skill that is not taught in college. The open claw hybrid skills. Do you guys know what I came up with today? Just to kind of give you a small little concept of what, like how things are moving, how fast things are moving. Guys, I came up with something that like is just literally borderline illegal. I don't even know how the hell I came up with. What I was trying to do. I was just trying to prepare. Like I just kind of looked at myself and analyzed myself, and then I jumped on top of what I need. On top of like I kind of analyzed what I need, then I jumped over what I need and created like a feudal educator clay that kind of warps everything, the mission for everything I want and need, in combination with any other type of instructor, teacher, professor, in combination with what they need, what they want and need, and construct it like a micro agents for where each micro agent is like a university coordinator, director, instructor. And what I did is I baked identity into all of those agents, where every agent, micro agent, has this identity tied to like a central brain, and that central brain is responsible for like university mission, instructors mission, because like right now this is where the education is moving towards. Instructors right now, like if you say, bro, can you teach in my university? The first thing I'm gonna ask is like, does your university allow me to extract labor from students, like so this way they can work on my projects? If that's a no, I'm gonna say no. I don't want to work with your university. I'm just gonna go ahead and do something on my own. And what does that mean? On your own? How can you just go ahead and be like build your own university, guys? Guys, literally with open cloth, you can literally just do that. Like literally, what I did is I analyzed how people work in university, analyzed their manual deficiencies in terms of kind of like just think about it. I come in, start working as an instructor, and I start seeing all of those processes being disconnected in university. Directors saying one thing, coordinators saying another thing, Another person saying another thing. Students are complaining, saying they were promised hybrid instead. It all showed up. They showed up, and it was all online, and like everybody's disconnected. Now, with OpenClaw, things become connected. Now, here's my innovative workflow that is borderline illegal that I came up with as first. First, I created a framework that wraps around anybody's needs. Doesn't matter what kind of person you are, and doesn't matter what kind of subject you teach. But it has to be relevant for teaching and instructorship, whether you're a tutor or a coach or professor. So that's the only requirement. The next thing, what I did is after constructing the identity, and creating that clay, that web of interdependencies for encompassing the university's mission, encompassing my mission, because instructors also have their mission. Like my mission is to help luxury pet moms over 40 monetize their pets, cats, kids, and dogs while reducing their chances of falling into AI psychosis and social media addiction. This is my mission. Now, what's the university's mission? Well, the university's mission is to introduce inclusiveness, participation, and increase participation for students to learn more, to land jobs, that kind of stuff. But how do we translate all that mission into practical, emphasized, actionable steps that are engraved deeply within every instructor, teacher, adjunct, professor, or professor or continuing education person? How do you make that in a way that resonates not only with instructors and teachers and all sorts of folks who teach, but also with other faculties that are like cogs in the wheel, in the bigger wheel, in the bigger machinery that uh, create that is responsible for increasing the overall participation and the revenue. Like, how do you do that? Uh, and it's a there's a lot of complexities, guys. A lot of complexities. Open Claw pierces through those complexities with ease. Open Claw is this secret ingredient that makes things that makes people say, "Wow, holy smokes!" So just to kind of let you know, this is a workflow that I came up with. So today, I literally here's what I do. You guys ready? I don't do anything. That's the workflow that I created. Literally, I don't do anything. I just go home and I have a message on my Telegram saying, "By the way, uh, I checked your syllabus and it doesn't look like you're prepared for anything for for upcoming Wednesday that you're going to be for class that you're going to be teaching." So I went ahead and I created slides, quizzes. I extracted previous transcripts from your lessons, and make them in together with quizzes, reinforcing students' learning effectiveness. Combine it all together in different manifests and upload it all on Google Classroom. And by the way, when you start the class, I'm going to precisely message you as well and tell you a couple of things what to say to your students while you're teaching the class to make them feel more inclusive. Now, this is an example of an agent. Now, what the hell? What kind of problem does it solve? Sheesh. Now I don't have to spend time preparing business slides. And before I'd be like, man, let me log in into this Google Classroom and see what I prepared. I'm like, man, I don't remember what I prepared. I prepared for the whole curriculum. In fact, right now, I'm expanding this open claw agent to build fully blown curriculums because I was just upgraded in the university uh, to like literally they asked me to build a quick summary of what I'm going to be teaching for the Feudal incubators. Basically, Feudal incubators is my unique concept that I came up with by my talent agency. College quickly picked it up, quickly realized its value, and they immediately reached out and said, "Well, can you please build a bunch of curriculums for like digital marketing, TikTok shop, dropshipping, that kind of stuff." So immediately I went ahead and I took that open claw agent with that clay. Remember I told you feudal educated clay that I created. It's like a spider net that gets dropped on top of any kind of a any kind of a person who's building anything. Like maybe you are doing teaching, maybe you are doing tutoring, maybe you're doing any of the stuff. The bottom line is like a lot of people on the internet are building traditional style software that are not really kind of mm, applicable by, I don't know, maybe a professor in mathematics. What if I told somebody like a professor in mathematics, go ahead and use uh, my feudal educator clay that I created for this specific university. Use it for your class. Well, then they can easily adapt that. Guys, we're not talking about skills. We're not just talking about one skill or two skills. We're talking about entire clay, entire spider net that wraps around the entire need of an individual and something that they can reuse right away for whatever kind of subject matter of expertise that they're teaching. Jeez, I don't know how many blunts I smoked up that day to come up with this. First, it started out with like, hey, it would be nice if I could connect to Google Classroom through CLI interface because I'm kind of lazy. I don't really want to log into Web UI. Then I was like, wait, well, I think, why don't we expand that a little bit? I kind of want to see all the topics inside of the Google Classroom. Then later on, I was like, I kind of want to see, do I have a syllabus? Where's the syllabus? What dates are in that syllabus? What the heck am I supposed to be teaching? I don't know, on Wednesday. And then, of course, I kind of extended that nuance, that API a little bit further. And I was like, I think it would be nice if I could create a quiz for my students. But you know what? I kind of need to search entire Reddit and find everybody on the internet, all those super knowing people who are really opinionated on Reddit, sitting there cooking their brains, explaining everything. I'd like to snipe them as well, snipe them real quick, and take that into my upcoming quiz. But by the way, I also want to extract all the other transcripts that I did from the previous lessons from students that were struggling, and I want to bake that in as well to make those students a bit more inclusive. And by the way, I want to do that not only in quizzes, but I also want to do that in the slides. And by the way, I want to have it all uploaded to my Google Classroom. And by the way, I actually don't want just the slides being uploaded to that. I also want you to go ahead and update some speaker notes, connect through Google Slides API, update speaker notes, and by the way, get all the like all the concepts for my Jack Spas brand, my luxury tech brand. Bake that in as well because I wanna when I teach lessons, I want my students to not only learn from me but also be able to gain some of those um, networking opportunities and be able to work directly with my talent agency, either after they finish university work or during to maximize the chances of um, success even further. And by the way, I'm not done. And do you know how many by the ways I had through the entire through entire process of um, going through those trials, triumphs, and tribulations of uh, kind of starting out with something really basic, which was just kind of, I mean, I have Google, I have Google Sheets, I have Google Quizzes, I have Google Slides, I have Notebook LM. Heck, I even tapped into Notebook LM through CLI and extracted everything, like was able to generate infographics, all the slides, edit speaker notes, made them all storytelling speaker notes, combine them together with quizzes, place everything into a structural way into Google Classroom, but in a draft mode, and advise the Open Cloud to go ahead and reach out to me during the time when I'm teaching students and letting me know letting me know that by the way, like here's what you want to say, and literally tells me what to say, and then literally saying, by the way, now that you're gonna say this, I'm gonna publish this for you as well from the Google Classroom. As soon as it publishes things on its own, the students see an email. I verbally explain to them what's happening. So all of a sudden, it becomes sort of like a teaching assistant. Teaching assistant that is AI teaching assistant. Now, at this point, some of you probably going to be like, man, I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Well, guys, look, a couple of things you could use it for. Number one, yes, you could use it for your own company. If you want to be bowler, if you want to be like a boss, a feudal lord, you could use it for your own company. But yes, you could create Andromeda ads with open class. And then once you get a couple of students here and there, that's it. You just use the same framework. You use the same feudal educator clay that I created for your own micro university, built out of those micro agents that are communicating with one another back and forth. The director, the coordinator, your own feudal incubator, bots communicating at a micro level and facilitating the students' needs, their questions, and yeah, and doing everything online. Jeez, I mean, if you want to do it offline, to add extra hybrid spice, you can do so. Kind of did that for this university that I'm teaching. I'm supposed to be meeting with my students once, at least once. It wasn't, and students get upset if it's not fully hybrid. They get upset. I'm like, why you gotta be upset? You could be in your pajamas, learning from one of the most innovative minds in the century, from the century. I live next to Mark Twain. I don't know if you guys heard of Mark Twain. Sometimes I feel like maybe his mind was reincarnated into my my mind. I don't know where those ideas come from. I wrote over 4,000 poems at some point. I was real bored. Definitely, whenever you get a chance, definitely read them, guys. I think you're gonna enjoy them. Another thing that a lot of students kind of struggle with is not just the content itself, subject matter expertise, but they want to be seen. There's a lot of neuroscience guys involved in all of this. Like for me as a instructor, as a continuing education person in university, and also a talent agency owner, and also a feudal lord and freedom founder, and so many different things. For me to be like practical with students, for me to be like effective with students, I gotta know a couple of things. Number one, is the student making progress? And to address that, all I do is I use OpenClaw to facilitate transactions of students taking a pre-test and post-test throughout each individual lesson. And of course, based on the differences in specific, the main area of that subject matter expertise, I can tell right away who's struggling, who's not. Now, guys, this is not something like where I'm coming up with ideas, not practical ideas, theorizing or being like some philosopher like Socrates or Plato or anything like this. This is real. This is what happened right now. Heck, in my classroom. I mean, I'm super lazy. I don't want to be sitting there like thinking, oh, wait a second, I need to give a test. I need to give another test, and then I need to what grade? Get the hell out of here. I don't want to spend time grading anything. Like I want to be doing innovative things. I want to be an AI orchestrator. Guys, I want to be like the ultimate feudal lord spawning money from multiple business models. I don't have time to be sitting there and just grading. Just let the AI bot do that. How does the AI bot do that? Using Google Sheets that are converted automatically to Google quizzes. This is all free. There's no excuse for you to be sitting down and be like, oh, wait a second, Ron Wells is being all tough. Like, wait a second, man, I kind of like what he's talking about. Man, this guy's smart. I never found anybody like that. Well, guys, look, that's the reality. Nowadays, everybody want to talk, but like they got something to say, but nothing comes out. A bunch of gibberish. That was Eminem. That wasn't me. That was just kind of me quoting Eminem. Needless to say, guys, I believe you could crack the puzzle of solving the next problem that you have. And the biggest problem that you all have is you got no money, guys. And I'm telling you how to solve that problem. Go ahead and build a bot with an open claw. Join my feudal incubator. My price is really cheap, $295 per month. Plus, you get your own creator fusion system, which is basically everything you need to convert your leads into loyal customers. Irregardless what kind of a side hustler you are, what kind of a teacher you are, what kind of a bougie boss mom you are, if you're somebody from overseas or somebody from America, it doesn't matter. What matters, guys, is you need to make money. And if you continue listening to TikTokers out there that tell you one information that comes in at one ear and comes out of another ear and never registers, well, that's on you. Don't say I didn't tell you. That's on you for listening to just getting that dopamine effect versus building something fun, innovative, something that you're gonna be like waking up every day to and be like, damn, I can't believe it. I can't believe I built that. Now, at the end of the day, as you navigate through some of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities, there's going to be challenges, problems that you need to solve. People are going to be looking after you like you're some sort of a doctor, doctor trying to solve problems. But the problems you're solving is bigger than what doctors solve. You're solving the problem of people. Like imagine you being able to solve the problem where people can be able to afford multiple doctors. Guys, this is exactly the skill that you're getting as part of a feudal incubator. Now, a couple of things that you've got to kind of understand. If you want to become like an open claw operator, open claw certified expert, then of course our feudal incubator is available for you. You can become certified in open claw business operator, and people will love you. They will give you their souls, or basically not actual souls, but they will give you the identity context about all their problems that they're exhibiting. Now, the biggest problem for the business owners, they don't really openly, they're not openly just going to go ahead and be like, hey, you know what, here's my soul. No, absolutely not. The way it works is you go in, you infiltrate a business owner, and then you operate as a business owner for, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, depending on like what kind of business that is. But the bottom line is you operate for free as a freedom founder.